Good morning, heavenly humans. This is the One Heartbeat Podcast. Glenn Cobbin Sr. is at the helm. How are you this morning? I am doing pretty good myself. I got a hot topic just to talk about this morning to let you know just how I feel. You see, I got my Savage gear on today. Yeah, my Savage gear because this means something to me today. Because you could be a savage or a savior. So this morning, I don't know what I am, but I'm going to talk about the savagery that goes on in this world, heavenly human. This is the Glenn Cobbin Sr. One Heartbeat Podcast where humans, animals, and nature can coexist. And that's the problem I have. The only one that's really acting right is the nature and the animals. The humans is the reason I'm doing this podcast this morning because I am feeling some type of way. I mean, I used to be that savage guy, that can run around here like a chicken with his head cut off and a wolf inside of me and a snake and all those other animals that don't breed nothing but bad unless you use their wisdom to the good. And what I mean by that, the snake, we call a snake that sneaky guy. Because he lay and wait and observe and all these things, but you could actually use that for the good. And that's why I want to mix up this morning on this podcast, because I believe that some things are going on in this world where you can't trust nobody no more. You can't be true in your relationship, or you always got a hidden agenda. All these type of things that goes on, it's just at an all-time high. So that's why I wore my savage gear again, because man, sometimes you want to go back to that savage roots that you demonstrated out there on them bricks, man, and that ain't really cool. So right now, this is a therapy session for me, and I hope people listen to it. I still hope you get something out of it. I'm venting to you. I'm trusting you with my feelings this morning because I'm all in them, and that's the honest to God truth. So we're just gonna keep on. Just talking about stuff. I'm going to get this thing going again, man, and I got to do this thing because I know my God, Allah, is the one that got me started on this thing, and I can't let him down. And if I let him down, I'm letting me down. If I let me down, I'm letting the rest of the world down. That's the way I look at it. But if I help one, then I'm helping the whole world. So, and we always want to leave it the better place in which we came into it with, or that we helped dirty up. So, again, this is Glenn Cobbin Sr. One Heartbeat Podcast, where animals, human, and nature should coexist in perfect harmony. And we got to get to that stage in some type of way. We have to get to that stage where we can get along with one another and be true to each other. And I want to talk about that this morning because, there was a code once upon a time on the streets. There was a code on the street that was really, really nice. I mean, even if you was doing your dirt, there was a code. You know what I mean? Now you don't have to be doing nothing, and there's no code, there's no respect, there's no loyalty, there's no integrity, there's nothing good about even living unless you got a higher power greater than that of man that can make you see past all the bullshit that's going on, because it's a bunch of bullshit going on. I'm going to tell you just in the raw this morning, man, because like I said, I'm in my feelings, and I hope God forgive me, and at the same time, have mercy on me and give me the words to say that could better me and better you. So I want to give a shout out to all the people out there. I hope everybody's cool, man. I hope everybody's trying to get healthy, because I am, and it's hard to do. It's hard to stop eating. It's hard to stop smoking dope. It's hard to stop drinking. It's hard to stop lying. It's hard to do anything that harm. That's the way the world is now. However, then I can come back and say, well, it's easy to stop smoking dope. It's easy to stop eating up everything you see. It's easy to stop drinking all the time. It's easy to stop lying. It's easy to stop being disloyal. I can say it's easy. So therefore, I remember the first bit I had when I started studying them, Noble Drew Ali, the Prophet Noble Drew Ali of the Circle 7, the Moorish American prophet says, man, the truth and falsehood is strangely mixed. So I'm telling you right now that it's hard to stop stuff. Then I'm coming back and say it's easy. So we got to figure out which one we're going to feed. The good, which is the higher self, everything that breeds purity, or we're going to feed the lower self, anything that breeds harm, hurt, dissension, all these things right here. So that's why I say it's easy if you want it, and it's hard if you don't want it. So it's your choice of which one you feed, which one you're gonna actually propagate. I want to propagate the good. I want to be loved and love everyone. Now, I know that's probably virtually impossible, but it's not impossible for me to love that which God has created, as in nature, as in man, as in animal. I can love those things, and they don't have to love me back. You know what I mean? But that ain't the reason I would love to have the love coming back. But we're supposed to be selfless. We're supposed to love and don't expect love in return. But we are human beings. God said he made the flesh weak. So we're going to act, sometimes we want to see a thank you or, hey, I appreciate that. Hey, man, I'm grateful for what you've done for me. Sometimes we just want to hear those words just to let us know it's a confirmation, especially when it's real. It makes us feel so much better. And that's just real talk, man. And at the same time, we still got to be selfless. We still got to love. And like I say, don't expect love in return. And that's just a hard task, man. And then if you're not studying a school of thought that's higher than your own school of thought, then guess what? Then you really going to miss tomorrow. See, there is something that created me. You understand what I'm saying? I came from somewhere other than this planet Earth. Now, I came out of the earth because Adam is the father of all mankind. That's the way I look at it, and that's the way I live, and that's the way I study. So I can say I came from the earth, true enough. But at the end of the day, when my mother and father got together and the congealed blood mixed with the egg, they start forming all the things that are inside of me, like my liver, my kidney, my heart, my lungs, my colon, my gut. And then all of a sudden, the embryo turned into a fetus, the fetus turned into a little baby, the baby turned into a small child turned into an adolescent, teenager, young adult. And then we go back, to a grown man, an older individual, and hopefully we live long enough to go back into that baby stage and then go back where we come from. And that's what I'm talking about. If we don't have a school of thought that's demonstrating those things I just named, then guess what? We are losing it. We cannot exist out here without a higher power. I'm talking about a power for good. I ain't talking about that higher power that God created, that evil higher power, because that's what we're following now as a people. As a people, we're following that almighty dollar. That envy and jealousy, which my man Dennis Baker Bay said, there's no defense for envy or jealousy. So we're following these things right now. I'm guilty too. I'm not just pointing the finger at you. I'm pointing them back at me. And I got to start doing better, man. I have to start doing better because guess what? If I don't, there's no reason to do these podcasts. There's no reason to even get that therapeutic outlook and insight out there to the rest of the world. If I got to live it myself first, my tongue needs to confirm what my feet are already doing. Otherwise, I don't need to bring it out of my mouth. Otherwise, if I do and I don't deliver, I'm setting myself up for failure. And that's what I don't want to do. I love people. I love nature. I love animals. And that's true. That's my nature. Because if I love them, I know I'm loving where I came from. If I hate them, I'm hating who I am. If I'm envious of another man, I'm envious of myself. If I'm jealous of another individual, I'm jealous of myself. If I don't want a good relationship, I don't want a good relationship with myself. So anything that I do to harm, hurt, or anyone out here, nature included, and plus animals, I'm doing it to myself, man. Please grasp this concept. We have got to change one day at a time, one man at a time, one person at a time, one child at a time, one woman at a time, one family at a time, one city at a time, one state at a time, one nation at a time. So we have to do these things in order to understand that the evolution continues. It continues, man. And they used to say the revolution won't get televised. Oh, yes, it is. It's out there in the mix, man. There's no way that we should not know how to live and be respectful. All the prophets, Solomon, may God be pleased with all of them, came with the message of love and respect and total surrender. From Adam to Muhammad, peace and blessing be on all of them. And then he got the modern day prophets. We got the Noble Drew Ali. We got the Malcolm X and the Martin Luther Kings. That brought powerful messages in here. And we got some people that brought powerful messages that may not be demonstrating, but don't shoot the messenger because the message is profound. People that's nationwide, that's giving that message, that good solid message, man, for the most part. And if it don't apply, let it fly. If it's not congruent to how the Creator has given them the way to say it, then let it go. I can tell you something right now, but if it don't line up with the Creator, then just let it go. But when you talking about total submission, we talking about anything that the Creator have put in our heart, in our mind, in our soul, and our feet to demonstrate out here, to love and honor one another. If it goes against that right there, guess what? Let it go, please. Do not grasp it and internalize it and do something that's going to hurt you eventually, or hurt you later on down the line. I'm talking about starting with self. See, today we acting like savages, man. We act like we don't have no way out. We act like there's no hereafter. There's nothing happen after this earth, because God says, study, show yourself approved. Now we can sit here and we can study to go to from the 6th grade to the 7th grade, from the 8th grade to the 9th grade, from the 9th grade to the senior, and then keep studying to going out to the college town. And all these things will be tested as you go along. You think God is going to give you a good word and not test you? Every time something happens that's a calamity, we always want to look and say, God, there is no God, or, why am I getting treated like this? These things are blessings too, because they're not only blessings, they're lessons. If you pass these tests, then you on your way to Jannah, you on your way to heaven. You're on your way. These are God's words. These ain't Glenn's words. These are words that have been taught throughout the ages for us to live and learn and try to do the best we can. To try to love each other and respect one another and honor one another. But now we're acting like savages. We are acting like we don't have no direction. We are like we was born in a barn or something, man. I ain't never seen so much disrespect in all my life. Inshallah, if God's will, I'll be 60 next Monday. 60 years I've been on this side of the soil. God's will. And I believe God's going to keep it going, because he kept me here this long for a reason. I just need to demonstrate why he want me here. And I need to get it out there. I need to get it to people. I need to have a front out here that's going to keep all people together. I'm talking about from the Catholics to the Jews to the Christians to the Muslims to the Muslims to the Hindus to the Buddhists to the Muslims to Baptists, Pentecostal, Methodist, whatever school of thought you at, does the shamanism, it does not make me any difference. Because if you really study your school of thought, it's going to line up with most of the other ones, man. And most of them, ain't none of them told you to hate another man. Ain't no school of thought told you to hate another man. If it's in there, guess what? They hating themselves. Especially if they call themselves knowing a God, a creator God. I ain't talking about these gods out here that you can, like Abraham's father said, why is the ear, when Abraham asked him, peace and blessing be on both of them, said, why is the ear so big so I can hear more? If you hear more, you got more knowledge. Okay, well then let him reproduce. Let him give you everlasting life. See, we are taking all these other gods for gods that ain't God. I can go down the list. And I know y'all have heard, if y'all listen to any parts of these podcasts I've been doing, you know that everybody is taking other gods for God. I'm going to tell you what the one that really gets me is sex. Sex it will deter you from loving God in no time flat. And that could be prompted by a lot of other things, but that's the most powerful one that I've ever chased after. That's the only one I ever worshiped, was sex. I worshiped drugs before. I worshiped liquor before. I worshiped jewelry before. I worshiped houses and cars and females and hair and clothes and jewelry. I've worshiped these things, and even food. These are gods that cannot reproduce, cannot give me everlasting life, cannot cure me, cannot do anything. Matter of fact, they can't do nothing unless I put them in my body and give them a personality. So, and I'm just saying, man, I just want to have a positive message out there for somebody to take this message and take this message. If one person listened to it, and tell another person, and that person tells somebody else, this message get around, because I know this is a profound message. Stop being a savage. Why are we being a savage? It's a style of clothes I put on, but you know what? I put it on because That's what I wore yesterday, to be honest with you, and I got up and put it on this morning. Yeah, to beat around the house. Got up and just started moving around the house, feeding my dog, pooping, scooping, and all that, putting my sand clothes on. But I looked at it, I said, man, you know what? What a nice podcast to have. Savage. It's a style of clothing. It ain't got to be the meaning of your heart. We don't have to be savages. We do not have to be prehistoric, cavemanish. We can be nice and easy and gentle and loving, and, these things can happen, and that's just what it is. And we got to understand these things, because if we don't understand these things, guess what's going to happen? We're going to demonstrate exactly what this word says, savagery. We're going to be disrespectful. We ain't going to have no honor. We're not going to have no integrity. We're not going to have any loyalty. We're not going to have any respect. We ain't going to know how to love. We ain't going to know when to love. We ain't going to know where to love. None of these things. And we definitely ain't going to bar our will down to the Creator, God Almighty, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the Most High God. God in His infinite wisdom. Because finite mind cannot circumscribe infinite wisdom. So in God's infinite wisdom, for dummies like me, He says, guess what? I made your flesh weak. And then He gave Moses the law, the 10 Commandments said, and thou shalt have no other gods before me. He knew that my weak ass flesh was going to honor something more than I honor one who created it. That's how much wisdom God got. That's only a little bit of it. But look at the world, man. Look at what's going on out here. Look at the technology. Look at the trees. Look at the sky. Look at the different animals. Even the gnat got loyalty, man. The ant got loyalty. The spider got loyalty. What about humans though, man? Because everything that breathes is totally submitted to God's will except man, because He gave man dominion over all this stuff called the earth. And how ungrateful are we to disrespect it, to throw it in the trash, to abuse it. Come on, y'all. Come on now. Talk to Glenn this morning. This is the Glenn Cobbin Sr. One Heartbeat Podcast, where I want to demonstrate how animals, human, and nature can coexist and live in perfect harmony amongst one another. That's what I want to do. I want to demonstrate that. I want to live that, y'all. Because that's who I am. I want to be true to you. Do you understand what I'm saying? I want to be true to myself. I want to love selflessly. I want to love without having to want love in return. But I want that love in return. Don't get me wrong. I want that respect in return. I want that gratitude in return. But I can't expect it, because when I expect it, oh man, it hurts so bad when you don't get it. Especially when you know the person that's disrespecting you is weak as water, or don't have no loyalty, or is telling a lie, or trying to run some kind of weird ass con on you. Now, I've been in the streets since I was 14 years old. Now, what kind of con can you run on me? You can't run no con on me. Shit, I'm just trying to be real with you. I'm trying to give you the benefit of the doubt many times as I can. You call yourself a Christian, a Muslim, a Catholic, a Buddhist. You know what I mean? You call yourself all these beautiful names. Then when it comes to doing something or being loyal and respectful, you ain't about nothing. And y'all know who I'm talking about. If the shoe fit, put it on, because it fit me at one time. Yes, sir. It fit me at one time. But it got out of my psyche very early, even when I was on the street, and people know me when I was on these bricks. When I was on these bricks, I was loyal. I was about my word, and my partner could never have none that I didn't have. I ain't have no underlying agenda. You know what I mean? No motive to try to beat the one I'm supposed to be hustling with. I'm supposed to be down with. And that's real. And another thing too, loyalty to your partner but can't be loyal to your woman? Man, that's sick, man. You're supposed to uplift your queen, brother. A king is deserving of a queen, and a queen is deserving of a queen. A queen is deserving of a king. If a king got less than a queen, guess what? He got somebody that don't deserve him. And if a queen got some less than a king, she got something that don't deserve her. Am I right or wrong? Glenn Cobb Sr., One Heartbeat Podcast. Animal, humans, and nature coexisting. I can be reached anytime, 573-268-5192. I love the phone call or the face-to-face stuff. I really ain't into no other technology, but I can do an email, I can text. But to look me in my eye, you understand? Look me in these beautiful eyes of mine and talk to me like you got some sense. Like you ready to uplift fallen humanity. Like you ready to live up under the vine and fig tree that God allows upon what the island Jehovah wants you to live under. Look me in my eye and let me know this. Let the world know. Let God know. Because see, my goal is to be that light. When you see me, I want to glow. I want you to see the goodness in me, the purity in me, the love in me, the respect in me, the loyalty in me, the integrity in me. That's what I want. I don't want to get on here and start acting like a savage. But I got feelings too. The baby man has feelings too. And that message, the baby man, that message is for this particular person, and they know who they are. But I have feelings too. I'm not that guy who's numb because I done did something stupid all night, because I was drunk, because I was high. You know what I mean? Because that's a lot of times that's why we do stuff. No, I've never been afraid. I ain't that guy that really was afraid of the streets or afraid of the opposition or afraid of no man. However, when I got that liquor and that dope in me, it gave me more courage. How stupid is that? How stupid is that? Come on now. Talk to me. Talk to me. You hear me? Hey, listen. I just want y'all to know, man, that I'm going to get back on this mic and I'm going to do what I do. And if you listen to this and don't pass it on, you might as well not even listen to it. That's how I'm feeling right now. I'm going to keep it 100. Astaghfirullah. I mean, forgive me, God. That's what that means. Forgive me. Astaghfirullah. Forgive me, Allah. Hey, if you listen to this right here and don't pass it on, you are this, my partner Larry Williams, he ain't my partner, but he was a guy that used to work for me. Reverend Larry Williams, he called himself. He said, when you throw a brick in a pack of wolves, the one that hollered is the one that got hit. What do you think about that? So when you listen to this right here, pass it on. And if what I say offend you, those are not my intentions, unless it's going to grow you into a stronger individual. I'm not doing this to purposely hurt nobody. I got to look at that man in the mirror every single day. I got to love what I see. I got to like what I see. I got to respect what I see. Otherwise, how in the hell am I going to respect anything else? There's no way. And just because, you talk with a soft voice don't mean you're kind. Because Satan whispers into the ears of man, into the minds of man, into the hearts of man, and then he withdraws. What it says in the Holy Quran, Surah 114, if I'm not mistaken, 113 and 112, one of those. I recite them every day. But he whispers in, he withdraws. He's talking low and whispering and making you mind think something that ain't really your mind. That's how come you got to get on your knees and pray every day. Get on your forehead and your nose and pray every day. Get on your feet and look up and pray every day and give supplication to Allah. God. The one and only God. And so we got to do this. And let me say this right here. Because I don't want this to go past 30 minutes. And I'm right at 24 right now. But I want to tell everyone out here that if you call yourself a Christian, you call yourself a Jew or a Muslim, you call yourself a Buddhist or Muslim, you call yourself a Catholic or Hindu, study your scriptures. Study to show yourself approved. Every day recite something out of your scriptures, and let's forget everything and do our commonality. Let's concentrate on what we have in common. And I guarantee you, this world will be a very, very peaceful place. A very peaceful place. Let's respect one another's school of thought. I'm getting ready to put together something, inshallah, if God's will, called the All Faith Celebration. I did it my second bid in prison, where I want all of the schools of thought, from Buddhist all the way to Hindu, to Christianity, to Catholicism, to Muslim, to Al-Islam, to Nation of Islam, whatever you call yourself. Shamanism, it don't make any difference. I want the leader of that or the speaker of every one of them groups to get together, and we're going to have a big celebration called All Faith Celebration. I did it in prison, man, and it worked. And that prison was, man, beautiful. We ate good. Al-Islam put it on. That's the truth. So that's my goal, man. Help me with that. Help me with that. Help me think through this thing. And let's give mercy. Let's ask God for mercy and forgiveness for anything that we've done, thought, felt, or believed that's not in accord to what He wants us to be doing, or thinking, or feeling, or saying. Let's ask God for forgiveness, y'all. Let's ask God to help us get our hearts together. You know, this started out being savage, but this right here this is reaching out for love. I want to love you. I'm reaching out to y'all. I want y'all to show me some love. You back me up. Let me back y'all up. Let's live in perfect harmony. Let's show Satan he can't win. Let's show the devil he can get behind us. I do believe he meant that the regime. I seek refuge with God against a rejected enemy. Bismillah ir-Rahman rahim. In the name of God, Allah, most gracious, most merciful. It's only one God, Christians, Muslims, Hindus, Buddhists, Catholics. It's only one God. And if we all just think about it, we're worshiping the same creator. The same creator. So what? Because we got a different doctrine, we got different customs and traditions, we're going to start separating ourselves. That's just what the adversary wants us to do. That's his game. Steal, kill, and destroy. Separate us. Divide and conquer. It's time for us to get together. This world ain't waiting on nobody. We don't know whether we're going to wake up in the morning or not, or this afternoon. Anytime you sleep, which is death's twin brother, your soul goes somewhere, or you may not wake up. So come on. Come with me. Come with me. Let's do this. Let's do this together. I'm reaching out to all y'all. If anybody hears this message, please forward this message to anybody you know. Let's take the egos out. Ain't no big eyes and little U's. Let's take it out so we can do something with each other, so we can love one another, so we can propagate the faith. We can honor the one who created us. Let's bow our will down to God's will, y'all. Everybody. This is the Glenn Cobbin Sr. One Heartbeat Podcast, where nature, humans, and animals can coexist and live in perfect harmony. And this was a cry for help, y'all. This was something that I needed to do to clear my soul, to clear my spirit, because it's been dampened, it's been doubted, it's been all those things that breed nothing but harm. And I didn't harm anyone, but myself. And I don't want to be harmed. I don't want to harm myself. I need y'all. I need y'all. God put all us together. He corded us together. He corded us together, as my friend Kim Hausman would say. We all corded together. Shout out to you, Kim. Peace and love. Love you, girl. Yeah. So that's we have to do that. Heavenly humans, let's do this thing, man. Whatever school of thought you on, or if you don't have no school of thought, just goodness in your heart, that's okay too. Come on. As humans, let's get together, take care of the animals. Animals get together, take care of the nature. Nature get together and take care of the humans. How about that? That way we cannot be separated by the men that God names Lucifer, Satan, Iblis, the devil. You know what I mean? So I'm telling you right now, look here, I'm telling y'all right now, peace, and plenty of love to all y'all.